So this is a confession update, and I'm doing this because my friend Athos stitched on that video, and I wanted to be sure to give a shout out to how kind and insightful he was. He spot on with his observations. So here's what happened. An hour before this guy was supposed to show up, I get a text. Like, I was basically saved by this text because I was about to do something stupid. I mean, let's just face it, and on so many levels, wrong. So I get this text from the person I really want to be with. Hey, do you want to come over today? Flabbergasted, because I thought I had really screwed up, and I didn't think I would hear from him again, or at least for months. And so this other person was going to be a placeholder, and part of me was worried that I would do stuff on Saturday, and then the person I really want would pop right back in, and I'd be like, oh fuck, I just fucked up. Thankfully that didn't happen. So I get this text, and I'm just like, what am I gonna do? I have plans. But the only thing that I was thinking on those plans was, he's offering me something that I really want to do, and the other is just plans that I'm like, eh. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm on my way. like I was already dressed. I'd been up for hours. I was like, I'm on my way. And then I had the thing about, making an excuse to cancel my plans. And I did cancel my plans with the other person who I was not connecting to on any level. They were just going to be an ego boost. And I don't think that they were really connected to me, except on they had some kinks that developed from our past. And I think that's what they were focused on. And they told me that they were in the SMEX Addicts Anonymous program. And I had asked, well, what part of it? And they were like, oh yeah, it's the corn thing. And I had told myself, like, oh, okay, then I'm not feeding an addiction. I'm not enabling you. But in hindsight, I think my roommate was like, hey, they're probably into both. Like the two kind of go hand in hand. So he wasn't cool with the thing. I talked to my roommate about a lot of things because he's more receptive than my ex-husband, who I do consider my best friend. He's not so receptive about hearing things as my roommate, because me and my roommate have kind of set up, I don't know, kind of a safe kind of like, hey, if you got any concerns about the girl you're talking to, you can talk to me. Like, I'll give you my opinion. Now, of course, I am going to be on the side of, like, hey, I don't know her super well, and I will play devil's advocate against his stuff, because I think he's got a bit of rejection sensitive dysphoria too. Like, there's things. I don't want to go into it. Nothing super serious, but like, you get these thoughts in your head about, oh, they got time for me, but they're not making time for me. Or, oh, they've left me on red for a long time. And it happens consistently. Like, if it happens one time, no big deal. But if it happens consistently, it's like, wow, really? You know, that hits the RSD, being left on red, or not having, like, when you ask a question, not having those answered. So Saturday, I had the opportunity to be where I wanted to be, or to just be with somebody that I only cared for as the fact that human being, you know, that I just, and I've been down that road with him before, like having a relationship, and I knew that what he was going to get out of it from past experiences would end up with me in a position where I would be hurting, like a little bit too much bolt from a nut. And I am not somebody who is cool with saying, ow, stop. Nope. Just stick my hands under the covers and do what I can to make sure it gets over as fast as possible. That's what I do. Now, sometimes you can't help but whimper. Happens. Like, that's what I knew from the past. So I was like, I'll have that happen, but at least I'll feel wanted. So, I mean, I was using him. I would have been using him. And I would have been enabling him. And then I would have felt really bad if he caught feelings. Because I don't like to hurt people. I don't want someone to love me who I can't love back, other than as a human being. So I did do a video later, like, where I was like, I haven't slept in 24 hours because I'd been up all night. And, you know, I'm so glad that that person texted me. Because, I mean, even if things don't work out the way that I want them to, I know that every time I hang out with them, I get exactly what I want. Like, you know how you want that person in your life who has things to say and sparks your mind. You want that person in your life because, like, they really spark it. And they just make you feel relaxed and comfortable, and not the type of comfortable that comes from, like, the toxicity levels of shit, but like somebody who gets what you've been through, and you get what they've been through, and you share things, and you talk about things, and you just miss each other because there's just this feeling of belonging around them. And that can be a friend connection, or that can be a relationship connection, or a family connection. So that's what happened.